I don't even know how to start this video. Hi everybody. So, I am super excited. I just got a new deck in. Oh, if you can, wait, where we go? That's the shot. I got Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Julie Dillon? There you go. Sorry, I can't pronounce things very well. But, much less names. But, but this is actually, it's funny because this is actually the first tarot deck that I've ever bought myself. This is, it's funny because I realized because the decks that I have, which I haven't put this deck out fully, but like this deck, for instance, the complete kit, like this is the very first deck I've ever had. This is something that my mom gave me when I was little, and it was my starter set that I had gotten and messed with. And then I used to have the Shadowscapes tarot deck, which that's a funny story. I loved that deck immensely, and I want to replace it. And I say replace because, oh wait. And I used to have the Shadowscapes tarot deck, which I love and is amazing, and I need to replace it. And I say replace because, and that was a deck that I worked with a lot when I really started, because like this was my, like when I was getting into stuff and my journey as a reader, and just, I don't even know what to call myself, but just as, the other stuff. But whenever I got the Shadowscapes tarot deck, which I don't know who it's by, I don't remember who it's by, but I'll put a link down below. It's a beautiful deck. It's amazing, and I worked with it for years and years. And then when I got Tristan, my boy, my pupper, it was a weird. I'm not even mad about what happened. I was frustrated because I was like, man, I'm gonna have to replace this tarot deck. But it was one of those things that it was an omen that had happened, because at one point Tristan had gotten hold of my tarot deck set when he was little and didn't chew it. Like, it chewed one card out of the deck. That's why I say it was an omen thing, because he he had all the cards. Some of the cards were on the floor, like all of the cards were just out, and he chewed up one card, and it was the Queen of Swords. And it was like, sort of too, at that time, it was like a do away with the coldness in my heart and the strictness that I was feeling at that time in my life. It was like a reminder of Tristan going, hey, stop, please, wait, I love you. But I didn't buy that deck. That was also another deck that my mom had bought me. And then the Rider-Waite Tarot, the one that I've been really wanting, just a classic deck for a really, really long time. But this deck, I thought about getting it, and I thought about buying this, because I knew I really wanted one, just because I connect really well with the classic tarot, with these cards, and so I wanted this kind of set, and I was looking through the different versions of this, and so I was really wanting one, but I didn't get one at the time, 'cause money was a weird thing, and so my friend Shannon had bought me this deck for my birthday, and I was just blown away, and it was just the best gift that I've gotten in a long time. And it was just amazing, and so I've had that one for a while, for a couple years, for like the last 2-ish years. Like, this is like a pretty recent deck, but again, I've never bought myself any tarot deck before. I've never bought one before, so I cracked down and I got this one, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, wait, I need this. Because I immensely love mermaids. I connect so well with mermaids. They're one of my favorite things. And technically I bought I did buy the Angelarium deck, but it's an oracle set, so it's not a tarot deck, so this is my first tarot deck that I got. And so I decided I'd do this video which I've already kind of like opened it up a little bit. I kind of flipped through the book already, but I haven't opened the cards yet. I thought about it and I was like, wait, because I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about deck interviews. Like, I've never done one before, which this is, like, you can see, like, there's the full card, it's still in plastic, but then, like, the back, it's like, oh, they're just so pretty. So pretty. But I've never done a deck interview before, and I was like, that could be really fun, because like I said, I've never bought my own deck before, and I was like, some people might be interested in seeing that. I was like, that might just be like a cool, fun thing to do. So I pulled up like a little, like some questions and things just to kind of like get a review of like what to just kind of And this is just something to really just feel the energy, because every tarot deck is different. Like, every tarot deck feels different, and that's why some people are drawn to certain decks and not others, because it's just based on, like, the reader and how my energy connects with the energy of the tarot, of, like, what the images are and what the deck is, what it represents. So I thought it would just be really interesting to feel the energy of this deck and really kind of get into that. So we'll do just a little quick tarot interview, and I'll put all the decks that I have. Like I said, I don't have a lot of decks, but the ones that I do have, and I'll link the Shadowscapes card in the description too. So, but yeah, we'll just dive into this. So we'll go ahead and open these. Oh, oh my god, is that ramen? It smells so good. Apparently, I'm starving too. I loosely ate. I did eat breakfast, kind of. I had a Pop-Tart. Like, that doesn't really count very much as breakfast, but... Hi, baby. Hi, baby. He's like, yes, you're opening the thing that's mine. Fun fact about Tristan. If you can see him. Oh, you kind of got a shot. But the fun fact about Tristan, my boy, he loves presents. He loves presents. The second that a package, because every time there's a package, he's like, it's mine. Because it usually is. I don't usually buy myself things ever. So when this came in the mail, he was like, this is mine! And he's still, like, really enthralled and like, okay, so you're opening this now? Cool, so when do I get it? Okay, cool, so when do I get to have this? No, baby. You don't get to have these. These are not for you. Oh, man. Hang on, let me pull the major arcanas out for... Oh, guys, the High Priestess looks so beautiful. So divine. So divine. Fun fact, and this was a cool... I wanted to do this too, because then I could talk about some of these things. The High Priestess, because there's some cards that I connect with on a different level, and it's one of those things that I have to be careful when I'm getting a reading for myself, or if I'm doing a reading for myself, because there's some cards that have double meanings just for me personally. And the High Priestess is one of them, because the High Priestess is representative of when I was talking to my guide. Like, this represents my guide, like my spirit guide. She is represented by the High Priestess. Whenever I was trying to figure that out, I was like, oh, so anytime I see the High Priestess, I see the High Priestess, but sometimes I see, like, it's like a direct message from my guide going, like, hey, I'm just gonna remind you of this thing. I'm just gonna step in here. Oh my god! Oh, the Empress and the Emperor. Hang on, we gotta put these two up together. Oh my god. Oh, I love the Hierophant in this! Oh, the Hierophant in this is so pretty. Oh, I'm not gonna show all the cards, but, like, gorgeousness of the Empress and the Emperor. These two counterparts. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at the Empress, she's so pretty. And I love the diversity, and that was one of the reasons too I was drawn to this, because one, I like that they took both Lisa and Julie, they kind of took this and kind of made it their own, and that was another reason why I was drawn to it, but also there's diversity in this, and I was like, yes, please. Yes, diversity. Oh my goodness. And that was one of, like, for instance, and this was one of the things that I saw when I was looking at the deck card list. Tristan? No, sir? I'm about to take this away from you. No, baby. But one of the reasons, like, when I saw the deck list, like I said, I like it when people take the tarot set, and then they make it their own and, like, have a twist in it. And so I really loved, and this was one of the cards that really stuck out to me, of, like, making it your own and kind of putting your own spin on it. Because it helps me, too, as a reader, to interpret decks differently, because, like, all the decks have different energies, but it's just another element. And, like, for instance, because, like, the Lover's card, it's like the person in the card, they're looking into the mirror, like, they're staring into the mirror, and so I love that, because it's kind of, like, also too, because it's, like, again, because yes, the Lover's card, yes, the Lovers does, can represent and is a huge representation of romantic love and relationships. But also, it's like, it's not the only meaning of the Lovers, and so I love that this is, showcasing, because it's, like, also, too, that unity with yourself, that's self-love. And then also, too, one part of this that I really loved, which, I'm not really sure if that is, just my interpretation, for LGBT community, because mermaids are usually what's showcased here, which you can't really see, But I just, in my mind, what I envision is that this is like the trans journey of like the mermaid staring into the mirror and seeing his body the way he wants to see it, you know, kind of like how he wishes that he could be, because that's who he is. Like, that's what another interpretation that I saw in this card that I just really liked. Let's see. Cherries. I'm not gonna show all the cards. I'm just gonna see all this. Oh, strength card. Not a lion, but is a whale, because obviously, I mean, ocean, but it's a whale, and it's not the woman here battling calming the lion and battling the lion, but it's actually her freeing the whale, which is cool. I love that. Oh, the death card. The death card is pollution. Oh, and temperance is beautiful, but the pollution of death. The slow, the slow death. The slow but sure. Save the environment, guys. Save the environment. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, goodness. Ooh. I like this one. Judgment. This one has a darker energy in this. Which Judgment is a very... I don't even know if I have a word to describe what the Judgment card really represents, but it's just a very powerful and strict card. I don't, sometimes strict, but this one is stricter. Like, this one, it just has like a darker kind of sense to it. You see the people at the bottom. Love it. Okay, and here's the other cards I wanted to talk about. The other, so here's all the mate to work on. But there's a card that I have to say that has a double meaning, which is ironic, which can, like I said, I have to be careful, especially too with the card that this is. I have to be careful when I'm getting readings. It's like, oh, it could represent love. I'm like, or it could represent me. Which is the Ace of Cups. Every time I see a tarot deck, that's the very first card I always look for. And that's because this is a card that represents my soul. It represents me. I'm represented by the Ace of Cups. That showcases who I am on the very deep core level. And so every time I see a tarot deck, I always look for the Ace of Cups first, because that also helps me to see whether or not I connect with the deck, really, or, because it's like, I might like it, but if I see the Ace of Cups, and I don't like how the Ace of Cups looks, and I don't feel connected to the Ace of Cups, then I don't like the deck, and I won't get it. Just because that's, like I said, that's like, it's a core, it's me, so I gotta make sure I'm connected with that. Or else I won't be reading for it very well. Oh, goodness. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna flip through these, and I'll show you guys if I see any big ones that I want to showcase, I'll show that. But I do like that the Six of Cups is represented by children, because it is a childhood card. But we will jump into the deck reading, the deck interviews. We will do that. I will end up shuffling these once I'm finished looking at them all. Oh my god, this is like the saddest saddest Eight of Cups I have ever seen. Oh, I feel that. This is going to be really emotional, which of course, because it's mermaid, so it's water, like watery energy. Even the ones that are not water, I would imagine naturally just have that emotional depth to it. So that's another reason why I think I'm going to really like this deck. Got that those emotions feel, obviously, because like I said, I'm the Ace of Cups, so I love emotional things. So I'm like, yeah, I connect with it on an emotional level, let's go. Definitely check out this deck if you connect with any of these cards that I've showcased. I definitely recommend it. They're very vibrant. And that's one of the things I've noticed too online, and it showcases too in person, when I have them on hand. Okay. Is that they're just very rich in color. Like, they're just very rich in color, and I like that. Like, they're very vibrant. Like the Nine of Wands, like they're just very, like each one is just like super, like it just pops. I like it. I like that. Oh no. I wish, because they did it with this, I wish they would have kept it with the, because they went from the page to the knight is the same character for the cups. The page to the knight is the same character. Oh, you can kind of see. It's the same person. I was really hoping that they showcase that. Well, actually, they might have. You never know. That could be her. That could be the same person. You never know. You never know. Alright, we're gonna hop into... Okay, we're gonna really take my time shuffling these and getting them good and mixed up as we embark on this interview. But it's funny, just looking at all these cards, I'm already feeling like high energies. I'm already feeling energetic. Just what I'm getting from this deck, which is exciting. I'm very like this deck is very easy for me to connect to. I've noticed so far, already after finishing looking through all the cards, I already feel very connected to this deck, which is a good thing. That's what you want in a deck that you get in a tarot deck, or else you're not going to use that deck very much. But I feel really connected to this deck. This is exciting. Also, I don't know how much of you hear of Tristan in the background. Probably a lot. Whoops. Poor baby. He's always trying to get into my sound checks. No matter if I'm singing or streaming or doing this. He's like, I have to be a part. And we're gonna just, and plus too, I think for this, we're gonna just keep shuffling instead of, I'm gonna do one of the questions, we'll get a card, we'll shuffle again, and we'll keep going, but we'll lay it out, we'll lay them all out. Like I said, we're not gonna have very many, but yeah, we'll do a whole thing. So, I feel like we're getting pretty shuffled. Oh, cards are already wanting to reverse themselves, hold up. No. Okay, so the first question that I have on here is basically, tell me about yourself. What is your most important characteristic? So what is the most Goodness. I got 2 cards that popped out. You know what? We're just gonna keep it. What's your most important characteristic? Boom! I know it exactly. Okay, and they're 2 swords. Mentality. Interesting. So, interesting. Tower's on the bottom. I normally don't look at that. I wasn't sure if I wanted to look. I always just check to see. This is interesting. This is interesting. This is important, actually. Okay, so basically, what is the most important characteristic of this deck? The tower's at the bottom of the deck, and the 2 cards that popped out that were just like, okay, let me tell you, is here we go, let's see, the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. Not what I was expecting. This is, ooh, I think it said 2 swords for mentality. That's beautiful, actually. Especially, too, with the tower being at the bottom. So this is what this tells me for this deck. What is the most important characteristic of this deck is that this is something that, whenever, this is, a mental, not just emotional, but, a mental comfort. A mental comfort. Anytime anything, especially with the tower, if anything major is happening, anything bad and chaotic and feeling, anytime I'm feeling, or if if I'm doing a reading and somebody's feeling, not just me, but if anybody's feeling really anxious and tormented, really tormented with the tower, that this deck is meant to be used to really comfort, to really bring comfort and put to rest those anxieties and that feeling of just mental anguish. And this is to seek upon this deck to bring that mental comfort and care, and to be able to relax and to be able to rest. That's beautiful. Okay, we're gonna leave those 2. Put these one down over the other. Okay, so the next one. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That makes sense. Especially, too, that makes sense. Like I said, that's why I was drawn to this deck. Not just because, happy, lovely love emotions, but because the deep level of emotions, those deep emotions, the deep level of just life. And so 2 mentality cards came out, because especially, too, I'm somebody that's very, fun fact, I have a lot of anxiety and a lot of, I go through the ringer sometimes, so definitely a read. This deck was definitely a read on me. Okay, so the next question we have which that I feel like, I mean, like, that's the most important characteristic. I feel like that's the strength all in itself, but we'll see. We'll pull another card. We'll ask that question. What is your strength as a deck? What's your strength? What is this deck's strength? Which I feel like that's a strength right there, but that's the most important characteristic, but what is, like, a specific strength this deck has that we can identify? Let's see, we have... Okay, so the card we have for this... Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, Three of Wands on the bottom. Three of Wands on the bottom, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is so beautiful. Like, like, the energy I'm getting from this is so... Wow. Like, this is okay, so what I'm feeling, like, the energy I'm feeling from this, it's like when you meet, like, a long-lost friend that has, like, come back to your life and is, it's like you picked up right where you left off. Like, it's kind of like that best friend energy of, like, or, like, in that family energy of just, like, I'm here for you, and, like, for the long term, you know, like, that's, like I said, the Three of Wands, and then the Seven of Pentacles, you know, we're gonna work at this together. Like, the strength of this deck is really, especially with that, being that, especially with that most important characteristic, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords, being, like, through the hard stuff, through the hard times, you know, that's what is most important. You know, I'm here to comfort those hard times, and that's, you know, that's showcased here with the strength card of, like, with the Seven of Pentacles. You know, the strength of this deck is, you know, this deck is a really good deck to use to help get through something, like, to really build on something, and to really get through tough times, or things that not even just tough times, but just things that might take a while, things that are going to take time. And it's not just, like, a quick thing, but, like, here's, let's just be on this journey together, is kind of, like, the sense that I'm getting. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Ah! Alright, so let's see, here's the interesting thing. What is the limits of this deck? So that's a very strong strength for this deck. What what's a weakness that this deck has? What's a limit? What is this deck limited by? Oh, here we go. The tower popped out again. The tower popped out again. Interesting. Really? Okay, and then Justice is at the bottom. Two major arcana as a limit. It's a limit to this deck. The Tower being the limit with Justice. Okay, hang on, let me feel this energy out. And it's funny because, like, I feel like there's, like, a little bit of, like, there's still that strength. This deck has a lot of strong energy. A lot of strong energy. But I feel like a sense of, like, it's not lost, but, like apologetic. Like, I do feel like the apology here for the limit. The limit being the Tower. I get the sense, I kind of get two things here. With the limit being the Tower, it's kind of the sense of, like, injustice. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this, or how, like, what this feeling is. It's kind of like the sense of, I don't know, with the Tower and that's interesting. Like, I feel like this deck is pretty balanced. Like, I will be honest, like, I do feel like this deck is pretty balanced, but there is, like I said, I do feel there's, like, an apology here, and I feel like this is a sense of, like, the limit is, it's based on this. Like, I feel like, like, that's, like I said, like, I feel like the apology here is that it's, like, can only do so much. I feel like that's the apology. Like, it's, like, even, like, you know, like, there is a huge strength and benefit to using this deck and having this deck during the hard times, you know, to bring that comfort, even though there will be comfort that's here, but this tower moment, those things are still happening, and they can bring a lot of balance. They can still bring a lot of balance. So it's like, there's, like I said, there's some limits, but like I said, I think this Justice card actually is, like, an apology of, like, the sense of, like, It's like when you're in that interview and you ask a question of like, what's your weakness, but then you try to make it a strength. Or you answer the question, but you answer it in a way that you're like, but I make up for it with this, this, and this. It's kind of the sense I get. Whereas the sense of will do their best, this energy will do its best to help bring balance in hard situations, but does recognize that it can't fully fix things. Like it can bring comfort, but it can't fix this tower moment. It can't stop this tower moment from happening. It can bring comfort, but it can't stop this. But will do its best to try to bring balance to the person, to me, or to the current that I'm reading for. Will still try their best to bring forth balance internally, even though the deck can't do that. Can't really be like, oh, here. Really, I can give you this a sense of, like, this is a... Yeah, like, that's... Yeah, no, what I said, that basically summed that up. But, what are you here to teach me? There we go, we'll switch gears. We'll switch gears here. And we'll do... Let's see, trying to really... Actually, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shuffle. Do another one of these. So I felt that. We'll do it twice? Okay. Alright, so, next question. What are you here to teach me? And this is a specific one. This isn't just like a deck energy, this is me specifically. You guys get to see a little bit of insight on me? I don't know, that's too much, too many. Too many. I guess it wasn't too many, it was two, but I don't know. Let's see. Alright, what are you here to teach me? What can you teach me? Okay. There we go. So much mentality energy. King of Swords. And King of... Wow. And 2 kings. 2 kings. I like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. By the way. But King of Swords. What are you going to teach me? King of Swords. And then the King of Pentacles. Clarified by the King of Pentacles. I'm very surprised. I'm going to say that. I'm very surprised. I'll say why, because I wasn't expecting... There's so much mental fortitude here. Like, you're expecting, like, water, emotional, and, like, oh, flowy, like, lighthearted energy. This is pretty intense. This is in, like, a good way. Like, this is pretty, like, intense, strong energy, which kind of makes sense now why I'm drawn to this deck. But, King of Swords, what are you here to teach me? This deck is here to help me look at things, especially too. This is such a weird, well, not what I was expecting, because it's like this balance. I'm a very emotional person. And like I said, drawn to this watery energy too, and showcase here. So it has a lot of depth. There's definitely a lot of depth here, but it's also to help me look at things logically, help me look at things in, like, objectively. Is what this deck is, what it's here to teach me, is help to look at things a little bit more objectively, to kind of take a step back and not have all of those emotions kind of cloud my judgment, in a sense. So to kind of help me look at things clearer, and sort of to showcase with the King of Pentacles, to be grounded, to help be grounded, and to, like I said, look at things in like a third party almost sense of like I'm gonna look at this like from a bird's eye view. And kind of detach a little bit from that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay, cool. There's a couple of questions on here that I've seen in other deck interviews that are not on this list that I do want to ask it towards the end. But next question. How can I best learn to collaborate with you? How can I best connect with this deck? How can I best learn and collaborate? How can I best learn and collaborate? Let's see. Best learn and collaborate. How can I connect the best? It's gonna be... Aww! That's... Wow. See, this is why I was immediately drawn to this deck. And that's why I was surprised, and there's so much depth here, but also, this deck is acknowledging, it's like, here's what my strength is, here's why I'm here to help you, I want to help you, but also, I do see you. I I do know what you're about. I do see you. 9 of Cups. I know you're, very dreamer person, and like very deeply wanting to be fulfilled, like really want my dreams to come true, really want my wishes to be fulfilled, really going after that and pursuing that. Guys, 4 of Wands. The bottom of this deck. 4 of Wands. 9 of Cups. This deck sees me. This is a read and a half. This deck being like, I know, even specifically, like, this is like on 2 levels. Like, this is like, I know you want the best in life. Like, knowing that I want the best in my home life, is like, particularly, wanting the best in my home life, wanting the best in my love life, my relationships, my home, what my foundation, what's, I'm most connected to, and that's something very big and important to me, is my love life and my home life is very important to me. And that's a very, and so I think that's just so how do I best learn, how do I best come to you? It's like, don't just come to me with problems, it's, the reason, I'm saying this, and the reason that, this whole, this coming together, building together, is because this deck knows what I'm wanting. This deck knows what I'm looking for, and what I'm after, and what I'm trying to achieve and strive for, and, which is the emotional shit. And that's how I can best connect with this deck, and that's why I was drawn to this deck, because I'm like, emotions! And this deck is like, yes! Pick me up when you have emotions! Because I like that and appreciate that, and I'm gonna help you also logically and objectively, so that you can get this. So that you can achieve that. Damn, okay. I don't like the last question on this interview, so that's why I'm gonna go and kind of go off this list a little bit. So another card that I wanted to say for showcasing, kind of like to end, let's see, I might have another question after this, but one question that I've seen in another deck interview that I really liked, that I was like, aw, that I wanted to see, how does this deck view me? How am I viewed here? How does this deck see me? How does this deck most see me whenever I'm coming together with things? Which I think is, like I said, it kind of showcased with everything, kind of already overviewed with this, but how does this deck energy view me? Like, whenever I pick up this deck, what's like the first thing they're like, oh, yeah, that's it. Let's see. How am I viewed? Let's see. We got, aww. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. That's why, how can I best, we're trying together. This deck is like, I'm gonna help you, because I'm showcased by the Magician. Sees me as the Magician. Sees somebody that, I'm trying to manifest things into my life. That 9 of Cups, 4 of Wands energy. I am not backing down from this. I'm like, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have this in my life, and sees that, and that's like every aspect of my life. Like, when I want things truly, when I align with myself, when I really want something, I'm gonna make this happen. And that's how my deck views me too. And also too, Queen of Pentacles! Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles! Somebody, which is so sweet, somebody that's nurturing and loving and grounded and wanting that stability, and it's very important to me, gonna manifest that, gonna make sure that happens regardless at the end of the day, gonna make that happen. That's super sweet. Let's see, what, is that where we're gonna tie it off there? Should we tie it off there? No, I don't want to tie it off there. I want to say, let's do a general, for the collective, for you guys watching, what is something that the viewers can take away right now that you can say to that you want to say to the viewers, something that everybody needs to hear. If you're watching this is something that you need to hear right now, just in general. Like, what's something to take away from this, and then we'll end the video there. But what's something that the people watching, the collective, what's something that they can take away with? You guys got the Queen of Cups, beautiful. Beautiful. Queen of Cups with the 6 of Wands. Yep. Wonderful. So this is a very, sorry, I don't know if that focused. I got really excited. But this is a very, with the Queen of Cups, 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups, definitely remember that you are beautiful. Remember that you know, take care of yourself. Which is, it's just funny because that's something that I always say at the end of videos and at the end of things is remember to take care of yourself because you are important, that you know, remember to love yourself and care for yourself. And because I mean, look at this, you know, the Six of Wands, you know, build yourself up, have that confidence, be on top of the world, and you can't do that unless you're taking care of yourself. So just remember, if you're watching this, just remember to take that care and just check in with yourself from time to time and make sure that you're making sure that you're good. Make sure that you're good. So yeah, but yeah, that's, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. So yeah, so that's the interview, that's the deck interview for the Mermaid Tarot, like I said, and you can see, I think I showed the backs, but here's the backs of the beautiful Mermaid Tarot deck. Oh, beautiful. That's so lovely. That's so loving. But yes, definitely, if you connect with this deck at all with anything that I've shown here, definitely reach out and get one of these. They're wonderful. I love them. Thank you guys for making these. The people that made this deck. You're amazing, and I appreciate you guys. So yes, and I'll definitely link the Shadowscape deck in the description below, so you guys can see that too, and see what that deck looks like, and it's beautiful, and you should check that out, because it's great. But yeah, so that's it. So remember to take care of yourselves! And until next time.